There's some breaking news coming out of Pittsburgh right now, as the Steelers have signed a safety. They have signed Juan Thornhill to a contract. He's a 6-year veteran who used to be a former Kansas City Chiefs player and Cleveland Browns. He's also a 2-time Super Bowl winner, and now he agreed to terms with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But first, before I get more into him and his introduction to you, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, Juwan Thornhill is a safety, 6 foot tall, 205 pounds, and he's a veteran in this league. In total, through his entire career, he's played in 87 games and started 74 of them. And now he's agreed to terms on a 1-year contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, looking at his career in total, he started off with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019 when he was selected in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft at 63rd overall. He played with the Kansas City Chiefs for 4 seasons. And in those 4 seasons, he was healthy. He stayed healthy. He played 16 games, 16 games, 17 games, and 16 games. So throughout his tenure there, he's been healthy and has been able to play. And that's really important based off how the Steelers' depth has played out at safety over the years. But not just that, because being healthy is important, but being able to produce is important as well. And he's been able to do that throughout his tenure with the Chiefs. In his career there, his career high in interceptions in a season was 3. And his total tenure there, his interceptions has been 8 over 4 seasons with the Chiefs. So he's been able to produce for them. And you have to think, over his 4-year tenure, he's been a starter for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls with him at safety. So he's a good caliber safety and a starter caliber safety on a Super Bowl winning team as well. So, getting more into Thornhill, because he moved over to the Cleveland Browns when he signed a 2-year, $21 million contract with them in 2023. He played 2 seasons for them and has now hit free agency again. So he cashed in his money with the Browns, but his tenure just lasted 2 years with them. Injury limited him to playing only 11 games the following 2 seasons in 2023 and 2024. In his tenure with the Cleveland Browns, however, he recorded 103 tackles. He is turning 30 years old, however, in October. But he's still a veteran and still has a lot of playing days left. Juwan Thornhill has appeared in 87 games, like I said, with 74 starts over his career, and he has 337 career tackles with 8 career interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 sack. And because he played with the Cleveland Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers know him well from his past 2 years with Cleveland. So he's now kept in the division with the Steelers. Thornhill combined for 10 tackles when he played against the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2023, and he notched 4 tackles in a Week 2 loss as well. So, playing in the AFC North Division, you have to be a well-built, strong, and athletic safety, and that's exactly what Juwan Thornhill is. Juwan Thornhill is a guy who's an athletic and well-built safety out of Virginia. So, he stands at 6 foot tall, and he is 205 pounds. And now he's the Pittsburgh Steelers depth piece at safety behind Minkah Fitzpatrick. So, looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers safety position, they really needed someone behind starters, like I said, Minkah Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Elliott, because those 2 are the main guys. But since DeMonte KZ has left the Pittsburgh Steelers in free agency and it doesn't look like he's going to be re-signed, the Steelers need to go shopping for another safety. And that's what they're getting in Thornhill. Thornhill isn't going to come in here and be a starter. But like I said, it's always great to add starter level players to your team who started with their previous team. But when you add them as your depth piece and as your backup, that's even better. Because now you know you have a starter caliber player waiting on your bench whenever his number is called. Or if someone goes down with injury, and they have to replace the guy who's injured, and they have to step in for a few plays or a few games here and there, then they're able to do it because they have the experience and they've been a starter before. And that's what Thornhill is adding to this team. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers have another veteran in Miles Killebrew on the team, but he is a special teams ace, and he's not really a safety as much. He plays safety here and there, but they would rather not use him as a safety. Pittsburgh Steelers also lost depth with Ryan Watts when he got injured his rookie year with a severe neck injury. And they signed in the offseason as well Josh Bledsoe, who has just 22 career defensive snaps. So they needed to add someone to the safety group and someone with experience. Over the years when they signed Keanu Neal, he added experience to this team with many starting experience when he used to play with the Atlanta Falcons. They also added Donte Casey when he was with the Atlanta Falcons, someone with experience. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have always been out shopping for a veteran safety depth who have experience. And that's exactly what Juan Thornhill is adding. He should slide into the number 3 safety role and be the first man up if Fitzpatrick or Elliott need some time off. Plays off. But not even just that. When looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers scheme of things over the last few seasons, when the Steelers don't have safety depth or a trustable and reliable safety next to Minkah Fitzpatrick, he can't play in his normal free safety, roaming the field type of role. And then he has to slide down into different roles and slide into the box more, slide into make tackles more, slide into cover tight ends more. But when they have a safety like Deshaun Elliott, then he's able to play his free safety role. But the thing is though, when free safety Deshaun Elliott got injured this past season, the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have another safety like him on the roster. So Minkah Fitzpatrick's role had to change mid-season. Donte Casey, he's more of a Minkah Fitzpatrick type of player than a Deshaun Elliott type of player. But when looking at Juan Thornhill, he's a Deshaun Elliott type of player more than a Minkah Fitzpatrick type of player. Someone who is a well-built safety who can make tackles and someone who could play the Deshaun Elliott role. So that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers look for when they're adding safeties. They're either looking for someone who's going to roam the field or someone who could play in the box. And that's what Juan Thornhill could do. He could play in the box and he could get interceptions because he does have 8 over a 4-year span. And he does have 337 tackles, I believe, over his span of career as well. So he's a well-built safety who could play Deshaun Elliott type of role, but could also play a Minkah Fitzpatrick type of role. So this allows Deshaun Elliott to play his natural role. It allows Minkah Fitzpatrick to play his natural role if one of the two get injured, and Juwan Thornhill has to slide in and play and replace one of them. And that's key to the Steelers' defense, because we all know Minkah Fitzpatrick doesn't like coming up and playing the box. He could do it really well, but he would rather roam the field, and the Steelers would rather him roam the field. So this allows him to do what he does best, and that's the best case scenario when you have a player playing in Minkah Fitzpatrick, a player paying in Minkah Fitzpatrick that type of money. When you have him on the roster, you want him to be free and playing the way he wants to play to worth of his contract, and that's how he could do it with these type of players on the team. So that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers add here in Juwan Thornhill. Someone who can manage the game and be a starter on a Super Bowl caliber team like he was with the Kansas City Chiefs. And hopefully now he could bring in that veteran presence to the Pittsburgh Steelers and allow them to go far in the playoffs. But anyway, that's it for me. That's the end of this video. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this addition of Juwan Thornhill to this roster. How do you feel about the signing? Did you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to go out and sign a different safety? Or do you like the signing of Juwan Thornhill? Did you want them to bring back Donte Casey? Or is there another safety you're looking at in free agency that they could add as well? Or through the draft? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on the fit of Juwan Thornhill on this roster. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports. Every new signing the Pittsburgh Steelers have gotten this offseason, I've covered it. Their introduction is on the channel, and I'm going to continue doing so as well as we move forward and more additions are made. So make sure you stay tuned for everything coverage of Steelers free agency and highlights and analysis coming soon on all the new additions as well. So until the next signing, until the next video, I'll see you guys all later. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.